What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Zach. Listen to me, and listen to me really good, because I know a lot need to hear this, unfortunately. No matter what, hold yourself accountable for everything. If you treat somebody wrong, hold yourself accountable to try to fix that. Now, I'm not saying in that situation that it can't go both ways, but hold yourself accountable, at least on your end. And if it's one of those things where it goes both ways, in other words, if you mistreat someone or upset someone and they upset you at the same time, it could be over the same situation. It's on them as well. Hold yourself accountable. But at the same time, they need to hold themselves accountable as well. It's not just you. Because, if they did something to upset you as well, as you did something to upset them, again, you both did something to upset each other, so it goes both ways. Hold yourself accountable. And, apologize when you need to. And like I said, I'm not saying there's no rights here, not saying there's nobody wrong. But always hold yourself accountable on anything. No matter what the situation or situations is, take accountability for your actions. Keep being you. And let nothing or no one hold you back. Keep a smile on your face. And yes, you know what? I know I haven't been one that posts every day here on YouTube. I was trying to think I said that. And I know that's what I said I was going to try to, what I was going to try to end up doing. And that was my plan, to be able to post every day. And there's no reason why. I should be able to. I should be able to post. And as you know, things come up during the, we're all, it happens to everybody. Everybody has something that comes up. But I still want to be able to, if I don't get to post a bunch, I still want to make it a point to be able to post, daily check-ins, and be able to, be there for everybody. Like I said, yes, I want to be able to make this into a working, paying job, because I love to help people. That's how I was born and raised. Now, again, yes, I've been lied on, lied to, judged, bullied 3, almost 4 times, just because I have, a wheelchair. And, for someone like myself, at 36 years old, I've still never been on dates or relationships. Or relationship, I should say. yes, I have tried. Don't get me wrong, I've tried. And I've gotten screwed over a lot. You know, and I feel like a lot of it, some people think it's funny and think it don't bother, you know. And the fact of it is, it does. Because I'm just like you, 100% human, with a 100% different, but 100% true story about them, or about me. You know, like I say, some people might not understand, and that's okay. But at the same time, remember, there's questions that can always be asked. So always remember that. Hold yourself accountable. And, you know, if you know you did something wrong, no matter how long it is, I mean, even if you did something wrong to someone, or you know, just treated somebody wrong, maybe we'll just say in my case, it's been 36 years. Maybe it's been a year, maybe it's been 36 years, maybe it's been 2 years, maybe it's been 10. No matter how long it's been, hold yourself accountable. And find that person that you mess things up with. And say, look, you know what? I screwed up. And here's what I did and here's the reason why I screwed up. Is there any way that we can make this thing work and try to succeed at this thing? You know, maybe it's relationships. Maybe it's dating. Maybe it's getting married or having kids. Whatever the case may be. You know? And like I said, there's a lot of times I know I've talked a lot of low things, you know, here on YouTube. But again, that's exactly what I've been through. Do I want to be like that? No. But at the same time, I hold myself accountable on that end of it. You know, I put myself out there. Just like everybody says you got to do. You know, you need to get out there and you need to and make friends and get that relationship. It's out there. And like I said, I know I screwed up. I know for a fact that I probably screwed a lot of things up. And I say, I hold myself accountable because, it was me. But I mean, at the same time, I'm one that went through a ton of hell as well. Like I told you, I know I've told you in past YouTube videos, and I hold myself 100% accountable because you know what? That's not who I am. The person I am, or that I've always tried to be, is somebody that's motivational, inspirational. Like I said, that's the thing I love that I love doing is being able to help others. That's how I was born and raised. And again, that's why I stay here on YouTube because that's what I love doing. That's why I started a YouTube channel. And with that said, this was back So when I first started, I had someone comment on one of my YouTube videos and said, because of you, I'm not in that dark depression spot that I was in. Because of you, yes, I get to smile now. And I can't tell you enough, when I saw a comment like that, just how much that meant. Seeing somebody comment saying that how they were in a dark, depression spot, and that myself was able to bring them out of that and bring them back into a smile. And that's how everybody should be. We should all, smile. Like I said, I hold myself accountable on a lot of things, and so should you. I'll tell you something else. And this was before I even started on YouTube. I used to, I'm trying to think how to say this, on one of the social media platforms that I have, I used to have a lot of low things, a lot of low posts, and it wasn't on purpose. Again, it was what I've been through, and I went through a lot of hell for 36 years because of how, some people have been or treated me because of being in a wheelchair, thinking, oh, they can just get by with it, and thinking I won't say something. And like I said, last time I got bullied, which has been back in 2018, that third, almost fourth time I said something, and I got that scared look like, oh crap, he said something. Like, because I'm sitting down and, everybody else is standing up, they think, oh, he wants to say something. Wrong. I will. I always say, I always will say something. But, with that, as far as that goes, I always will hold myself accountable. Yes, like I said, I used to have a lot of those things, posts that I would write, type. Over time, one of my other social media platforms I have. But a lot of that is because, again, that was the hell that I went through, and a lot of people thought, like people thought, we can get by with this, we can get by with that. It's it's just Zach, he's in a wheelchair, we can get by, he won't say nothing. And yeah, I will say something, and I've always been one to always try to stick up for myself. And the way I did and used to do was, if something got to me, I had a lot of low posts. But then again, at the same time, I had a lot get to me. And whether it was being judged, from women, as far as dates or relationships. And again, that's not against all women. There's actually some really good people out there, and I know that for a fact. But a lot of that is what I went through. And, after so long, it bites you in the ass. It gets to you. Just trust me, it gets to you. And I know a lot of people go through rough times. And everybody has a, different way of dealing with it. But that's that's how I dealt with a lot of things. I used to have, like I said, a lot of the posts, and it used to mention with the dating relationships, because like I said, I'm still at 36. I'm still one that's never been on dates or relationships. Excuse me. And you know what? Yes, it sucks. Especially at 36. Because again, you never know what tomorrow's going to be. You never know what 5 minutes from now is going to be. But what I'm saying to you is this: hold yourself accountable. I can't even say how long ago this was. This was probably back in 2018. Yeah, again, I had somebody I liked. And again, someone else tried to flirt with me at the same time. Little dumb me, I told the person to back off. That second person that I had someone, and little old me ended up saying a name. That screwed me over. But at the same time, I was trying to stick up for myself. And it bit me in the ass. So with that said, again, hold yourself accountable. But at the same time, if you feel like you're being disrespected, stick up for yourself. And I know, being this is YouTube, I know there's a lot of people that I know in person. Besides here on YouTube, that I know face to face. That if I see, get disrespected, I'm gonna stick up for them. In fact, one person that I know, I know for a fact that I do stick up for. And that person, I'd say the last 10 years has called me his big brother. No, we're not related. Not related one bit, But he got disrespected, which means he got bullied, and that threatened him. If you tell anybody, you won't be here. So he ran to me. I stuck up for him. I got him, to the right person, to tell the name to. And then from that day on, that next day on, he texted me first and asked if he could call me. And he called me. He says, "Hey, I just want to say thank you, big brother, for saving my life." And you know what? I still hold myself, again, I still say accountability. He calls me his big brother, and I call him my little brother. you know, and again, when he told me that he got bullied, I held myself accountable on that one to say, meaning that the reason why I say I hold myself accountable is to say, to get him in the right, to the right person to say a name to, you know, to tell a name to. But with that said, I hold myself accountable on a lot of things. Yes, definitely, like I said, relationships, dating, you've all been through it. I haven't because of, again, I'm sitting down in a wheelchair. And yes, it sucks. It sucks. And it definitely hurts big time. And it definitely hurts big time, But again, I hold myself accountable on some of that because, I probably could have handled things a lot different. But again, at the same time, a lot went on. I got hurt a lot. Because people thought they could get away with things. People think just because, he's in a wheelchair, he's sitting down, he can do this and do that and get away with it, no problem. He ain't gonna say nothing. I hold myself accountable on a lot of things that I didn't say something, I did. But I probably should have, I don't know if there's a different way to go about it or not. But a lot of people that hurt me, didn't hold themselves accountable. I guess thinking they thought they'd get away with it. And it sucks, but no matter what you do, hold yourself accountable. No matter who you are or what you do, always hold yourself accountable. And like I say, at the end of every YouTube video, if there's anything that you would like to hear, anything that will help you, let me know, and I'll get that done for you. No matter what it is, I got you. Again, I know I don't post every day on YouTube. And again, I hold myself accountable for that. And this isn't really an excuse, but sometimes, it's just trying to find out, how to post things, what kind of topics that y'all might like, or to try to put something together. But I definitely want to hold myself accountable on that part of it, and start doing and keep trying to do that daily check-in. So I'm definitely holding myself accountable on that. Again, of doing daily check-in. But with that said, always keep that in mind. No matter what or who you are, keep in mind, always hold yourself accountable. Keep being you and let nothing hold you back. Much love. And let's get it.